Hello, hello. Welcome to More Than Just Task Management, your favorite daily podcast where we help you build a thriving business with me, Anna Angelova, business coach and consultant, and my co-host and the business consultant, Jores Minnesvant. Hey, Jores, good morning. Happy Wednesday.
Hey Anna, good morning. Happy Wednesday. Oh, on this beautiful Wednesday, what is our topic? What are we covering today? I'm hoping we promised a very exciting topic, but let's see.
Oh, yes, it is an exciting topic, and it's all about operational bottlenecks. And like, based on our experience and like working with small, mid-sized businesses, like we've noticed something that like you might already be like, yeah, I know what you're about to say, but you might be surprised. The biggest operational bottleneck we've seen with small, mid-sized businesses is the business owner. The business owner being part of everything, absolutely everything that's going on, from ordering and inventory management to finances
Approval
to
every penny that's spent.
yes, approval to
Mhm.
every mail that goes out, or like,
Yep.
so in some cases it goes to micromanaging. Like in some cases it's
Yep.
literally micromanaging. Other cases it doesn't come like as micromanaging, but it's still like uh, and we understand it. You started this business on your
My
own.
baby.
It's
Yeah,
your
it's my baby.
baby, and
I
letting
don't want to lose
go.
control. Yeah.
Yeah, letting go of control. It's
Mhm.
hard, but then
Yeah.
you turn into the bottleneck. Like, think about it. You probably have not taken a vacation in how long now? Because you think that, oh, if I
Yeah.
go, my team will fuck things up, and that's it. Like, and is this why
In a
you started
case of
your
a
business?
in the case of a person who's a micromanager, it will actually happen because they put themselves as the like a cornerstone for every action, every process. The idea is to remove yourself, become absolutely irrelevant. That if you take 2 days to go ride your bike in Muskoka, nothing happens, nothing breaks. If I am, whether you're a manager or you're a business owner or whatever, you're managing two people or 200 people, always do everything thinking that what will happen if I remove myself, if I get hit by a bus, if I want to go to Bahamas and not come back, what happens? If what happens is things break, you have made big mistakes and you are the bottleneck. You
Yeah,
have
and
not enabled
ultimately,
people.
you don't have a business. You've created a job for
No,
yourself.
yep,
And
exactly.
as harsh as it sounds, uh, I'm not sorry for saying this, and I will not baby you and be like, oh, but it's okay. Like, no,
Mm,
like this is what it is. And the sooner you realize it, if you are in this position, the sooner you realize it, and the sooner you take action to remove yourself as the bottleneck and empower
mm,
your team to do what they are meant to do, the sooner you will
yeah.
actually see your business scale and grow. You'll be able to take vacations and enjoy time off.
Mm,
Where, like you said, Joris, you go out, whether it's for a few days to ride your bike or if it's to go for a vacation, like you get out of your business and your business keeps on running. You wake up to new customers, you wake up to your bank account going up. Isn't
mhm,
this what you want? Isn't this why you started a business? To live this kind of life where, yes, you still work, you still contribute to the passion and vision you have. Yesterday we talked about vision. Like you still contribute to this, and at the same time, you have complete freedom of your time, you have complete freedom of your location and everything you do. So again, this is the biggest bottleneck we've seen. And chances are, if you're listening to us right now, chances are that in your business, you are the bottleneck right now.
yeah. The problem are with two things, and we talked about this one, delegation and automation. And a lot of business owners, the first thing when you tell them, delegate this, automate this, oh, I don't want to lose control of my finances. Well, just because you automate things doesn't mean you're going to lose track or lose control. You're still in control, but now things are automated. You delegated things, but you trust people and they deliver, they report back to you. You still are aware. You can be connected and aware, but not in control. It's that is the biggest problem. And well, some of it is valid, some of it is not valid, but there are ways to delegate, there are ways to automate and still stay in control and aware and be the person that runs. You can make even decision making. You can create a process that decision making always goes through you, but you don't even have to be present in person. It's just a process. You're just one of the pins in the process. So that is the problem that a lot of business owners, they don't let go, is because, well, number one, they build everything on their own and then they start hiring, but they forget about delegation and automation. Either they hire too many people or they don't delegate to those people, and it just goes to a waste and they become the bottleneck.
And it's normal when you think about it because like a lot of the business owners we know we've worked with, like, they're amazing at what they do. Like whether like, a bakery, right? They make great cupcakes and like so delicious and everything. Like they're amazing at what they do at the craft itself. Yet they were never really taught how to be managers and how to be leaders. And the other thing is that interestingly, a lot of business owners, like, they're also not continuous learners. And this is like one of the things that, you know me, like I read books and I keep on reading to help me grow, to help me get better in every aspect, and especially focused on what our goal is, like what we are working towards right now. And actually, that's why we have the Empower360 coaching offer. Something that, like, if you are struggling with being a leader, if operational capacity, like you're the bottleneck for your operations, and because you're struggling, how do you lead your team? How you actually delegate? How do you automate these things? This might be something that you want to take a look at our Empower360 coaching engagement and see whether this is something that you want to explore, whether it's something you want to explore with us. Like, on a call with me and like we can talk about it and see whether this is your next step and something that can really help you in this aspect. But again, like, it really makes sense when you think about how business owners, like, they're never taught how to manage, they're never taught how to lead, and with some of those normal fears that come up, like what happens if I'm not there, some of the fear of the unknown, the fear of, like you said, losing control. It's absolutely normal that what we see is business owners being the bottleneck, the main bottleneck. Of course, there are the business owners who are doing well, and like the bottleneck is somewhere else. The bottleneck is, let's say, like with some of them, the bottleneck is with like some of the inventory they have. It's not coming in quickly, and like there are different bottlenecks. And one of the other things I wanted us to cover today is the importance when you think about the operational bottleneck, whether it's you or there is something happening that's like another bottleneck, is to really even map the whole process, the whole system, and run some numbers and see what happens. Okay, I remove myself. I'm not the bottleneck anymore. So we do this faster, or we do this uh, in a different way. Like, if you were the bottleneck, if the bottleneck is somewhere else, like with the inventory, like, okay, let's say we up this, we actually have more inventory. What happens after that? Right? To really run some numbers and see, Joris, like you put it, you open the floodgates, and then what happens? They could
And
do. Are you ready?
another bottleneck shows up you didn't even know existed. Oops. Yeah, absolutely. It's something that you had this bottleneck. You built this water behind the dam. You just take that off, it may cause issues. So you need to do it very methodically. Understand if the process that replaces that bottleneck has to make sure that there are also addresses other possible bottlenecks. that you may or may not see. What happens, like I said, in the case of a website that I was, they had such a bad website that they were getting maximum of maybe 20 orders a weeknight, 200 orders on the weekend. We went and fixed the website. They were getting about 250 to 400 orders a weeknight and up to 4,000 orders on a weekend. They absolutely did not have the capacity to ship those orders. That would have completely destroyed their brand. Imagine the promise on the website. I'm gonna deliver on a Saturday. You have your kid's birthday. You order now. You have it tomorrow. Oops. So they had to scramble and add another shift. That extra shift cost extra because it was overtime. So they were completely not ready for lifting that bottleneck. At the end, anyways, the business model was not correct. The way the business was run didn't succeed, anyways. But those are the things that you don't know. I would have never thought about it. I'm like, oh, we just fixed the website. What does that have to do with the warehouse? Well, those goods have to be shipped. If you look at your you should map out your entire what happens when a person completes an order. That order goes to the warehouse. Somebody has to pick it. Somebody has to put it in a box. Somebody has to call UPS. Do we even have those for the next day? So this whole entire end-to-end process has to be identified before you do this. But it's a good thing to identify the bottleneck, but then solve it properly.
Yeah, solve it properly. And the thing is that, of course, there might be things you don't know about. And as much as you plan and as much as you make sure that, oh, okay, we are solving for this bottleneck of our website not working well. And our projection is that once the website is okay, this is what the sales will look like. And, even with projections, you might not be surprised. Like you said, your projection might be that, oh, now that we fix this, our sales will go from 2 a day to 10 a day, not 200, right? You might be, oh, wow, we actually went to 200 a day. What happened? So there might be things that you don't know. And that's okay. Like it's part of business. And one of the things that's why I love like what they're saying, being a business owner is like constant problem solving. The next thing comes up, and the next bottleneck will come up. It will come up, and it might surprise you. And it's normal. But as long as you really understand how things work, how to spot the bottleneck, how to look at the whole system, and make sure that okay, this is the bottleneck right now. Let's fix it. And you might even try, Joris, I think you mentioned something along the lines where you might even try and like don't open the floodgate entirely, but just gradually, like on in stages, like to do this in phases, so you can see what happens if we let the water trickle down. What happens if we make it like a stream, like a river? Like what happens, so you can start seeing some of the things that you didn't even realize were there. And it's really like this is one of the beauty of like business consulting. Like some of these problems, solving some of these problems, it's so fascinating, and such a wonderful experience to get to look at the system, to get to see. Okay, now let's do this. Let's go and solve this. Like it's beautiful. And as I said, as a business
Mhm.
owner, we are constant problem solvers.
Yeah, it is a great feeling. Great feeling. Yeah, nice coverage.
Yeah, and I would say for today, just to leave you with some kind of a action item. Uh, Look at what's your bottleneck. And this is the thing, like when you think about your business, in a way, identifying what your bottleneck is right now, this is where you want to focus. This is where you want to focus so you can grow because the bottleneck is ultimately your limit. This is what it limits your scaling, your output, everything. So looking at your bottleneck right now, and then, as I said, okay, identify the bottleneck, and as you're thinking about the solution, look at the whole system, map the whole customer journey, map the whole process and the whole path. So you can try at least to think, okay, let's say we fix the bottleneck and we improve it by 10% or 50% or some kind of like if you improve by 10% minimum, and then if we actually 3x it, like what happens at these three extremes, two extremes, not three, sorry. Like with 3x it and it's 10% improvement. Like what are these two extremes? Like what are we seeing? Like play with some of these numbers. And of course, we've mentioned it before, as business consultants, this is something we do with our clients, helping them figure this out and work these things out. And this is where our Thrive360 Business Solutions comes in. So I'll actually put both links to the Thrive360 Business Solutions and to the Empower360 for you to see whether the consulting is what might help you right now. Like you might need that second set of eyes and expertise to help you fix the bottleneck you have. Or, as I said, Empower360 coaching is all about helping you step into the leader you are meant to be. So this might be your next step. I'll add the link to both so you can explore and check both of them. And I'll actually be excited to see you on the other side in one of these engagements. Like we love meeting some of our podcast listeners as our clients. So yeah, go check it. And in any case, identify your bottleneck, map the system, and go fix it.
Well put, Anna. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Jores. Like you always have so much to share. And speaking of so much to share, like tomorrow we are focusing our attention on technology. And
I don't know nothing about technology.
you know a lot about technology. And one of our favorite topics, actually, uh, although we will be doing this for like, having that conversation towards like when you are starting your business, automation versus manual things, like when and how to automate things, what to automate, what to keep manual, like because again we all want to have like press a button and that's it, like everything is working, clients are coming, sales and all these kind of things. But as you're starting your business, investment in technology really needs to be strategic. So tomorrow we'll be talking about this very interesting topic when you're starting, what and how you should automate, and at what stage, like at what stage of your journey. So if this is something that you are going through, definitely come back tomorrow for another insightful conversation.
Sounds good. See you tomorrow. Thanks, Anna.
See you tomorrow. Thanks, Joris.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.